It is another beautiful edition of your favorite Celestial TV show, Celebrity. And as you all know, my name is Abike Adeyemi. I am your host. As you all know, I have with me my amazing co-hosts, and let's give it up for Loco, as usual.
I still remain your prophet, Loco Mowoli. Yeah, we are here live. Welcome, my people, to another amazing episode of Celebrity.
As you all know, every week we bring to you an up-close and personal conversations with your favorite celestial celebrities. Everything you want to know about them, their personal life, about the food, and all of the gists around our church. This week is not going to be anything less than amazing, entertaining, informative, because we went far and beyond to bring to you to these guests. And Loco, I think you would actually do us the honor to introduce our guest on the show today.
It's a male thing, so when we make
Right.
it male, it doesn't really look nice. So
Well,
it's better you do a female and bring a
really?
male in,
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
All right then, since my co-host asked me to do the honor, I will. Join me as I welcome on the show. He is a prophet, he is a man of God. He is someone that I'm sure everyone in the Celestial Fold, yes, everyone literally knows about him. I do not want to introduce him. I would like for him to introduce himself. Hello, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Loco and Abike. My name is Senior Evangelist Lanre Daniel YS.
You're welcome to the show, sir.
Welcome,
Thank
sir.
you, thank you.
We are glad to have you today.
It's a pleasure
Thank
to
you
have
for
you in
honoring
the
us.
building. Woo!
My
Yes.
pleasure.
Thank you once again for
Mm.
coming on the show.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
As you know, Celebrity, you've literally seen one or two episodes of this great show.
Sure.
And so far, based on what you've seen, what can you say about the show?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I mean, it's like one of the first podcasts coming out of Celestial Church of Christ and showcasing the beauty and the glitz and the glamour of the church. That's what we live for. That's the content we subscribe for.
Right. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
that,
We're blushing.
sir. Okay, we are diving straight into the show. We would like to meet you. Who is Lanre Daniels? We need that gist that everyone do not know about you. We like to have on your family background. Who are you?
Okay, just like I said, my full name originally is Olanrewaju Anoluwapo Daniel. I'm the shepherd in charge of CCC Imole Ayo Parish, Owe, Ogun State.
Okay.
And aside from the fact that I'm a shepherd, I'm also into, I create content for people. I'm a graphic designer. I do a lot of things, back from before I became a shepherd. At least I've been doing some things, and I couldn't just throw them away. So I was just doing them, just do a couple of things on my laptop, on my phone. And I just love to see beautiful things. Very soon I want to learn photography. I want to learn cinematography.
Okay.
I just want to be active.
Right.
Very soon you start learning presenting too. You want to chase us away.
I studied mass communication. I'm a trained
no.
journalist. I have my license as a
Wow.
journalist.
Watch your back.
I watch
Watch
my
your
back.
back.
No. I'm not coming into that. Being a shepherd is enough work.
I know, right?
It's
Okay.
an 100%. It's a job that requires your attention 100%. So diving into another profession will cut you off in some places and reduce some things. So I'd rather stick to being a shepherd.
That's
Oh,
cool.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier that you studied mass communication.
Definitely.
We would like to have a background of your educational background.
Yeah, my background is not so rosy. I'm a son of a shepherd, and I didn't become a shepherd because my father was a shepherd. That is the trend right now. Like, automatically, if your father is a shepherd, people expect you to be a shepherd.
Pick it up.
That wasn't my intention. I've been a shepherd now. I've been in the ministry for 11 straight years now.
Okay.
And I've been a full-time shepherd of a church for 9 straight years now. Full-time shepherd, like I've seated
Wow.
as a shepherd for 9 straight years. And the journey my educational background and a whole lot of that, I'm somebody who my father never wanted me to near the altar. He did all he could to prevent me from becoming who I am. I had my my primary education with him. I was living with him. My father is a man of like 2-3 wives, and but there is always this particular kid. Every father will see, like, I see potential in this boy, and I don't want him to end up like me. So I have to shield him away from this life. So yeah, I had my primary school education with him, but during my when I graduated from primary school, there was no secondary school around Mowe, Ibafo then. The only secondary school we had was at Ibafo and at Ofada, and there was no means of transportation. So I wrote my common entrance, and I think I was at the top of the list at Obafemi Odi local government, and I was being given a scholarship to pick any secondary school I want in that local government. And Obafemi Odi local government extends to Abeokuta.
Okay.
So I had to pick a school in Abeokuta. So he sent me off. So I was off Celestial Church of Christ throughout my secondary school days. I didn't attend Celestial Church of Christ. So by the time I was planning to write my WAEC, something happened tragic that literally changed what my father was planning. And he was planning that my son must become this. A bad man loves to be proud of their son. Like, my son is this, my son is that.
Yeah.
So he was planning for me to be something else. But at the time I was writing my WAEC, I just got a call from home that your father fell down and he was paralyzed. So he was down, and that changed my story. A man that has a plan that, this boy, immediately he graduates, I'm going to take him this. My father had 12 kids. I was number 4. So I had like, let me say 7 or 8 at my back. So he wants to build something on me so that I could be able to lift my younger ones. So he was down with stroke, and he lived 14 years on stroke before he died. So literally he couldn't I couldn't continue my education. I couldn't do anything. So I had to go into the world myself. As young as I was then, I had to start working part-time. I had to start looking for things to do so that I could gather up money and go to school. And with the little he could do for me then, so I went to school. I literally dropped out because the help wasn't coming. I never wanted to. In fact, throughout my days in tertiary institution, I didn't attend Celestial Church. I stayed away from the church and a whole lot of that. I entered into the world. I did a lot of bad things. I think the only thing I didn't do when I was in the world was I didn't kill. I did literally everything, smoked everything, drank everything.
Colo too.
You said?
You drank colo?
No, there wasn't colo then.
Okay.
There was Ogidiga, there was Monkey Tails. There was Awopa.
I know.
A lot of things we did.
Wow.
Yeah, a lot of things we did. And, I rocked the streets. But when God... So it wasn't... So when people see me and felt like, it's because his father was a shepherd, I'll tell them, no, I didn't choose this. I could be in somewhere. I had people who went as brilliant as I was. They were in better place now. They are in better place now. It wasn't my choice to now sit down and be expecting somebody to Obashiba to Moebua or
Nigeria.
How did you find yourself here, being a shepherd?
Yeah, when I was in the world, I was always, getting this, then we used to do this little Yahoo then. We would do Craigslist and all of that. Those are olden days. Olden days patterns. So I had this lady then that said, if she wants me to hit big, so she took me to an herbalist, a Babalawo.
Wow.
And when we got there, and the Babalawo did everything, and the Babalawo said, "She idile pastor with one," and I said, "No, I lied." He said, tí wọ́n bá ṣe pastor lẹ́yìn bóyá wọ́n ṣe àfà àbí wọ́n ṣe babaláwo. I said, no. He said, òun kàn rí mi nínú aṣọ funfun. Kàn gbọ́ aṣọ funfun. Màá kàn máa bójá kó ló máa fi ṣe àfà. Ibẹ̀ ni ọ̀nà láì wà to God. And I was pissed off. Like what I was running from. You want me to go back there? I don't want. My father was still paralyzed. In fact, his church was falling apart. There was no members again because, nobody to take up the church. So, I started in the journey. I started hustling. I started doing a whole lot of things. I was a customer at Ikeja. We pick phones, sell fufu for people. We did a lot of things. Yeah, we did. So it's not something I'm proud to talk about, but then it's my journey to redemption. Journey to redemption is a very interesting one. So the time came, I had a dream. I saw someone who happens to, I don't know, Jesus Christ, or I don't know. Then he showed me a book, and the book was filled with red writings. And he said, you have a chance to change these writings to blue. Just surrender yourself. And I was like, what is this? One part of me still had the fear of God. Every tough guy you see out there, every agbero, every omota you see out there, they have one fear in them. They just need something to activate it. Right. The best of ministers, the best people God will use are still on the streets. Not some Sunday school teacher, or not somebody forming to be holy, or somebody forming to... No. There are people on the streets there that are better than some pastors. So, one part of me still had the fear that, I don't know. Then, I stopped drinking. I stopped drinking 12 years straight now. That in fact, I have to curse myself that God, if I should take alcohol again, take my life. Yeah, I put myself under a curse. I stopped drinking. I stopped all manner of things. So then the man brought back the book, and I checked the book. Nothing was written in it. Like, it was blank. And he said, you have a chance to begin again. So I started following one of my teachers then, Prophet Ayo Badmos. I went to his church. I didn't go to my father's church. I went to his church. I enrolled in his seminary program. Yeah, I was in his Bible school. I was very brilliant. In fact, my project was top notch and everything. And it was like, oh, God wants to use you. And one day I found myself at a vigil, and the person that was supposed to take the word ministration didn't come. And one sister was like, brother, let me take word for her. And I held the microphone and I preached, and I was like, wow, is this me? So, and then I just started, okay. That was when I started getting closer. And one thing about God is, if He called you to do something, you won't find it stressful.
Definitely.
It will be so easy for you, and the way that He has laid for you will go so smooth. It will make your way so smooth. And before you know it, I went for anointment. I went back to my father's church. He was very happy. And I felt the reason why God had to keep him on that situation for a very long time is that God wants to let him sit down and watch what God was going to do with my life. Because if my dad had not been paralyzed, my dad was a very rich shepherd. He was okay. He could have done anything. Could have taken me out of the country. I could have been something else. But what happened to him changed my story. He died 2 years ago. Yesterday was the second year. He was a very wonderful man.
Wow.
May his soul keep resting in peace.
Amen.
Yeah. So that is my journey to the altar. So it wasn't what I wanted. Just like the narrative used to. Yeah. So it was God wanted. In fact, most times I still want to force myself out of it. Like, come on, God, I can still have potentials. I can do this. I can write music. I can even write rap music. I can.
Engo, where you there?
This is not even Engo is a gospel rapper now.
You can also be another gospel
rapper. I don't want to hear all those things. Yeah. So that is just it.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. It was deep, like
very,
very
deep.
Literally. I think I learned a whole lot of things from this story, which means whatever God wants you to do, there is no way you can run.
You
can
never
hide.
You
can never hide.
I just thank God. God didn't take my hand or take my eye
before
or take my leg or make me run
into
death.
In every situation, you just
before I stood. Because there are a lot of our fathers that God had to take them forcefully before they could work for Him.
Yeah.
And that is the trauma that goes to a lot of their head. When somebody falls into debt of like 10 million naira because he did not bash Oluwa, he later bash Oluwa, you now want him to go and have another side also. The trauma will be there for him that, Tibatulo Shishe Arami, So that is why many shepherds had to stay only on Isheoluwa. Like, what if I go and do it? What if the same thing repeats itself?
Right.
So,
okay, I'm sure we all want to know, are you married? Are you single?
I am married.
Our show is taken.
Yeah.
So there should be where?
Married to my very wonderful, beautiful Edo queen.
Oh,
All right, from Edo State.
I
have wonderful children, wonderful kids. God has really blessed me.
Actually, there's this thing I used to see online, and thank God you're a prophet, and I'll be able to.
I'm a shepherd.
Oh, but
a shepherd is bigger than
a prophet. I know, but you've never been a prophet aside from being a shepherd.
The office of a shepherd covers everything in the church.
Right. I understand, but
being a shepherd, I can be in the position of a prophet sometimes. I can be ministering and God will prophetically speak to me and I'll prophesy. The duty of a prophet is to see things beyond human reasoning. Is to see things that are probably going to happen and prophesy things and make it come to pass. So the office of the priest is just like the president can say he's also the minister for petroleum. He can say he's the minister for sport because he is the president. He oversees everything. So I'm not a prophet. I'm a shepherd. I'm a priest. I'm higher than a prophet.
I understand. I'm not even looking at it from that aspect. What I was trying to say.
We need to define these things.
Yeah, actually, I understand. But where I'm going actually made me say that.
Yes.
Because sometimes we have some shepherd, just like you said, they can, but they are not prophetically inclined.
Definitely.
So I'm just trying to know if you are really prophetically inclined, because there's this thing I see online these days, and I think I want to hear your opinion on it, because basically, I can see on our Celestial blogs and most of our stuffs. I'm not trying to mention any names, but the thing is, we see whereby they post people when they are on trance or when they are in spirit and stuff like that. But I come to think of it, if I'm not a Celestial and I saw somebody, hey, I felt like, what the fuck are you doing? Sorry for using the F word. I'm going to feel like, why are you doing that? But as a Celestial, I understand. I understand those things basically because it's our thing. You understand? But for somebody who's not in the white garment fold, when you are doing stuff like that, it makes it look like people see us from a different angle, like those people are... They are fetish. They have
stuff like that.
We belong to a generation that is free, a generation that wants to trend. A generation that is socially aware, like a generation that lives on the acceptability of what people are saying about them. The comments, the likes, that is what we literally live on. So everybody wants to be out there posting something that will bring in engagement. You can imagine somebody would carry a baby. In fact, I'll tell you that the babies we are naming from, let me say, 2015 till now, most of the names, may God just give them good names. Because most of these young prophets carrying babies now, I wouldn't say they are not in spirit anymore. Because now you want to carry a baby and you give somebody your phone. We live in a generation that doesn't want to learn but wants to lead. So everybody wants to be somewhere. Everybody wants to be on the social media. Everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to be popular. That is why we have more ministry than members now. More ministries. And they don't want to learn. They just see something somewhere and they want to copy it and do it. There was a day I wrote tabula rasa on my status. Tabula rasa is a Latin word for clean slate. Because that is my testimony. That is my journey to the cross. That is my journey to salvation. Like, God gave me a clean slate. God wiped away everything I have done. So tabula rasa is like a clean slate. So I just woke up one day, I just wrote tabula rasa on my status. And one of my shepherd friends, or when I say prophet friend, just copied tabula rasa and put dove and wrote Oluwa Olorun Awon Ogun beneath it, tabula rasa Oluwa. And I messaged him immediately like, come, do you think tabula rasa is the name of an angel? Do you think I'm speaking in tongues? And he said, so you get to church on Sunday and you shake, you say, oh, tabula rasa, and people will go into trance. He could have just asked me, bro, what is tabula rasa? And I'll give you detailed explanation. So we belong to a generation that they see somebody wear white agbada and he went to his tailor and say, I tell you, agbada and pay go mirror. Without anointment. We belong to a generation that somebody does this and they say, go. You see the influx of live concert, live program in studios and a whole lot of that started during COVID.
Yeah.
There are some people God did not send message
to do that.
But because somebody did it and saw likes and views and it's popular and real celestial in the CC are reposting them and they'll be like, me too, I want to do it. Me too, I want to do it. So, it is God that makes people popular. I did not start as a prophet. I start with the teaching and word ministry. And I am so surprised that where God has taken me in the space of 10 years, people who even started prophetically, okay, you just died before your time. You can actually be cool, gentle, speak the word of God, and you still live fine. So you don't have to copy. So we live in a generation of copy. Most of them are not in spirit.
But are you suggesting, let me just say this, if the bloggers are not reposting them, maybe they could have stopped.
They are doing it because the bloggers are reposting them.
Okay.
So if the church actually can sit down, have a disciplinary body for the media, and say, okay, if you attach celestial to your page name, these are the things you should stop posting. Things like Ekpese, things like Odotonsho, things like things like, in fact, it is so rampant on TikTok now. They will go on trans. No prophet that is trained, called and certified will go on TikTok and start giving message. And the influx of trans now, shepherds are now going on trans, doing flyers for trans. They want to descend on trans. They are doing flyers.
Yes.
For the flyer, I think I've seen.
So if a shepherd go on trans, who will shepherd the shepherd that is on trans?
God will shepherd. Somebody was like, okay, I've been on trans for the past 7 days.
Yeah.
This is my cloth. The white garment is very dirty. You know, said I'm selling this clothes for $200 or 200,000. People were now like, Daddy, I want to buy. The soap that is meant for your parish. You are not selling it online. People online now say, I want to place order. Account number.
But are they not going to try to say that they are reaching out to more souls online?
When people speak ill against the Celestial Church of Christ, I don't jump to come and defend the church. I first of all digress the situation.
Okay.
What they are saying, is it true or lies? Will these people not, if we actually drag them, will they not have proof against us that it is actually true? So somebody said Celestial Church of Christ are doing this, and I went to TikTok and I saw a celestial prophet advertising soap. Oshele, Oshishe fun client here, le fi mu kini kan, Oshele, Oshishe fun kini kan, and it was actually on pound the kini. Lori TikTok, I posted the account, I sent the account to somebody. I said, look at a prophet.
But are we going to say that the church authorities are not looking into these things?
That is the problem.
Because at some
that guy will go and lay an altar tomorrow,
right?
And you see one elder
going there
will go there because of the money.
Yeah.
If the envelope is fat, they will go anywhere.
Yeah.
And that is it.
Wow.
So if measures are not taken, we will not get anywhere. So it begins with you and I.
It's been an interesting conversation so
Seriously.
far. We've tried. Personally, I've learned a whole lot of things.
Same here.
If you're not called, don't call yourself.
No.
Don't try to
you
call
suffer
yourself.
for it.
Nah, don't call yourself.
You
It
suffer
is unnecessary.
But sometimes we have church business. They call it stomach infrastructure. That's church business. It's just like a business. You run it here and there. Kind of people are making.
But it has to be legit, not you trying to cover up things.
How can you even pitch out the legit ones? Yeah.
They go on Instagram, they pitch somebody that has money, say God has sent me to
Seriously.
you. God said you should do this, you should do that. Come on.
People do that a lot.
Okay.
Doctors don't go on the street and start looking for somebody who is sick.
I actually think the people they are reaching out to also have their own faults. Because if somebody is reaching out to you and telling you that
because people love, like, do you know why people will keep falling prey of false prophets? Because you don't pay tithe in church.
Right.
You can't pay offering. Shepherd lives matter. Your shepherd life does not matter to you. You don't give your issue pon dancing you. Ní rí wọn kàn ra aṣọ lọ ṣọpẹ́ church or share àti mob ló máa ra lọ ṣọpẹ́.
Ilé náà ó gbọ́dọ̀ wà ní mímọ́.
Ọṣẹ àti òkèké kí inú olùṣọ́ náà wà ní mímọ́ kí bí pa olùṣọ́.
No, of course not.
Wọ́n wà hygienic.
Wọ́n ò ní ra iṣu lọ sí church. So now you're telling me that somebody that is not, if àgbà tí ò kẹrùn sọ̀rọ̀ akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ sáré ẹni tí ò mọ bó ṣe ń ṣe fún Ọlọ́run èṣù àgbà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Give in church, do normal worship service, lọ sí ẹ̀sìn àwọn ojú Olúwa, lọ sí ẹ̀sìn agbára and see bóyá ogun tó lé ẹ bóyá ìṣì máa lé ẹ.
But another thing is, most times they are not even spiritually inclined. Sometimes, the situation of the country, it will touch everybody. They touch everybody. No, so you now think that is a spiritual problem, and people now use that.
Yeah, people because àwọn tó dúró ti Olúwa, ó ní ó tún agbára wọn ṣe.
Yeah.
Ẹni tó fẹ́ dáṣọ fún ni, tó rẹ̀ láwò.
It's a wrap.
It's been an interesting one so far. I wish we could actually go deeper and deeper, but I'm sure we would definitely have him back on the show
Anytime,
right? Okay, so I would like to have a little trivia question section with you, and this particular one. You asked the other time that is it a prophet? He said no, he's a shepherd.
So
shepherd of a
scoring
church.
5/5 now.
Anything less, I think we have to write to your parish. This segment, I'm not expecting anything less than 5/5.
Oh,
I know, right?
Let's
5/5.
have
We had people who came here and scored 5/5.
Yeah,
of course, yes. Of course.
There are Sunday school teachers. There are Sunday school students.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think so. I don't agree.
Okay, let's have it. Let's have it.
Okay, so you have the opportunity to choose from number 1 to 5, and we tend to ask you those questions, and you don't have so much time to answer.
Okay.
It is very fast. Very
Yeah.
quick.
Let's go.
So let's have your
Number 2.
answer. Number 2, okay.
Don't go and be looking for the other ones.
Okay, the 7 members will pray after giving the child to the mother. Long life, victory, grace, protection, and peace. Which of this is odd? Which of this is not amongst the options? Which are long life, victory, grace, protection, and peace?
I'll say grace.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Very sure.
We'll pray for long life for the child. Every other thing we have to pray for protection. Alafia fún èso yìí. Yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah, grace is
why
not
grace?
Grace is not something grace is something God gives to you. Yeah.
Okay. I think I'm sure that the report card by the time you get it,
Yeah.
sure to know if that is it or
No
not.
problem.
Okay, another number.
Just pick number for me. Okay, 3.
Okay.
Okay. Luko.
What is the meaning of Luli?
Luli, Ori Ofe, the grace of God.
Okay.
2/5. I'm scared. Why am I the one being scared? I think you should be the one. You should be the one.
You shouldn't be scared now.
You
Even if I don't get it right, you will not beat me now.
Of course not. But I'm sure that the worker, by the time your members get to see
My
them,
members knows me very well. I don't appear as a perfectionist. They all call me wise. They don't call me Olusho. I run a youth church,
right.
so they know me well.
Your next question, sir.
3. Okay,
You
I like to
picked 3 the other
3,
time.
4.
Okay, 4.
4. Okay. Where will the shepherd face when the baptismal exercise is about to commence?
When the baptismal exercise is about to commence,
Right.
the members are supposed to face the east.
Where will the shepherd face?
So if the members are facing the east, the shepherd is going to be in front of them. So he's facing the direct opposite. So the direct opposite of east should be west, right?
So you're trying to say the shepherd is facing the members.
Yes, he's standing in front of them.
Okay.
So they're going to kneel down, male, female. Then he's going to pray, conduct
next time
service
I'm
to
not
them.
bringing a shepherd on the show.
No,
Because I don't know the confidence.
No, it's not about.
With all confidence.
There will be a question there that I might not know.
Yeah.
I'm not a quiz person,
Okay.
I don't like quiz at all.
Okay, your
Another
next question.
5.
Okay. Who was Papa's new Kano
But
paddler?
I know you shall look for one.
No, it's not.
I know that is not the
You can see
question.
it's just about 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not that long, like
Papa's new canoe
paddler.
paddler.
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
Hey,
At least we.
I don't know his name.
You don't know it.
We are glad.
We move.
At
least for the first time.
Rejoice and be glad. I need to give you that honor. Number one, sharp. Let's end it.
What is the meaning of the name Oshofa?
Ojú kìí ṣe ọfà tí ọ̀tá lè dàbá ni, ọmọ ni. Bílé ayé bá wọ̀ ọ́ kó gbé, that is bílé o. Bí o bá dẹ̀ wọ̀ ọ́ kó gbádùn.
Please, can you say it in English? Oshofa. Ojú ò bá Oshofa.
The eyes is not an arrow that you can shoot to somebody that it will meet them. Yeah, you can. I can only look at you. I might hate you, but I will only be looking at you. But my eye cannot do anything to you.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So akoma ìjọ mímọ́ wọn kàn máa wo ìjọ mímọ́ ni wọ́n máa hate wọ́n máa ṣe bọ̀ kò sí nǹkan tó máa fi ìjọ mímọ́ ṣe. Yeah. So the name tells.
But sometimes when we were small, bó ṣe ń wò mí,
ẹ ó kàn máa wò náà ni kò sí nǹkan àwò mọ́jú ni ẹ̀dìyẹ máa ń wo àgbàdo tó wà nínú ìgò kó jẹ́ ti Jésù.
Àyà nínú ìwé òwe.
Ìwé òwe.
Okay, so at least 4/5. Something.
Ẹni fi àtúkọ̀ bàbá ẹni fi ṣọ́ọ̀kì mi.
4/5, that's amazing. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
It's really a very insightful and
very, very
amazing section with you, and we hope that if we should call you back, you would
Definitely, if it's the thing of God and if it's taking the church forward. May God bless you all.
Amen. Thank you so much for sticking with us, everyone watching online. Thank you so much. We sincerely do appreciate you all. We see your comments. We see you guys share this show. We are sincerely grateful. I just want to say a few things on what our guest for today had said. I think we need to emphasize on them as take-homes. The fact is, don't call yourself if God has not called you.
Yes, sir.
Because the fact, if God has asked you to do a particular thing, right, just like David in the Bible, tending to the sheep, that was what God was asking him to do at that point. But he never knew that the main purpose of God calling for his life was to become a king. And at the end of the day, he literally fulfilled all of God's plan for his life.
To add to that, because you have the knowledge of the Bible, or you have the knowledge of the tenet of the church, doesn't mean God has called you to be a shepherd.
Of course.
Shout out to Brother Yoshobule, Evangelist Korede Ogumola, and the likes. Brother Yoshobule is actually a brother in Celestial Church of Christ, but he's my teacher. Even me being a shepherd, I still ask him questions. Like, and he will tell me. And he has never for once called himself a shepherd. Yeah. So, because you have the knowledge, doesn't mean you should now go and open a WhatsApp ministry. Say, for me to go gospel evangel, you now start calling yourself visionaire. It's just, just stop it. Be sure of what God has called you to. Yeah, you can do well in other areas.
Of course.
Wow, it's an amazing episode, like I said, I just want to say thank you. We really appreciate you for coming. Yeah. Also, our viewers would like to say thank you for sticking around, watching this from the beginning to the end, from Genesis to Revelation. Okay, now, so we're about to draw the curtain and say goodbye. And wait till see you next time. I still remain your prophet, Loco, Oma, Woli, and with me is
Adiono, Abike, Adeyemi. Let us know the next guest you'd like to have on the show.
Yeah.
Drop your comments. We are always there to read them all. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, our guest. And yeah, it's a wrap.
Thank you.
See you all next time.
Hallelujah.